I'm delighted to be here and delighted to be recorded because I listen to the YouTubes regularly, and it's where I found you as well. You know that I was at an OA meeting and somebody had whispered grey something, or some person had tried to change the meeting with, and I went on the internet and went searching, and I found these wonderful qualifications which I heard something different, you know, and I heard my story in little bits, and I was in a bad way when I came into the fellowship. I was really in a bad way and very, very fuzzy, very, very nervous. And and I had been a long time around the 12-step model and thought it was great, you know, that there was a different way to live, and, you know, had really embraced the first 3 steps. Knew I was highly allergic to alcohol. I was a bad date, as I was called a couple of times, you know, that I just blacked out and it didn't suit me. And I loved AA and I liked the model, but the food dogged me, and I really got into trouble because I felt like I had opened up a can of worms when I stopped drinking, you know, because I didn't have, I didn't have a defense against the food. You know, I had, you know, it was like I had given up cigarettes when I got pregnant. That was no problem, you know. And I really hit the food hard and ballooned, hugely ballooned when I was pregnant, because of course, you know, I was eating for two, God love her, you know, but it took me 60 days of abstinence to learn off my introduction, and I learnt it off line by line, and I slowly came back to life. So my name is Trish. I am a compulsive overeater. I eat 3 weighed and measured meals a day from the Grey Sheet. I write them down. I commit them to my sponsor. I don't eat anything else or in between, no matter what. And abstinence is the most important thing in my life. My abstinent date is the 11th of October 2021. And I stumbled into the London meeting, 10 a.m., and I heard an amazing lady say, "This is life or death." And I thought that I need to ask this lady for help, because it is life or death for me. It's not, you know, a diet, it's a way of life, because I did all the diets. Oh my goodness, didn't I do all the diets, everything known to man. I had a huge, huge bookshelf of everything. You know, I had all the psychology. I had tried to fix myself with gurus. I spent a shameful amount of money just trying to fix myself, and very much feeling like a failure, that why couldn't I get it? Why could I just not get it? Why did I not have this magic willpower that everyone talked about? And I'll show a few pictures of me. This is when I was little. I was Flower Girl, and I can remember that dress because the elastics really, really hurt me on the arms. They were really, really horrible. And I love this picture of me. It's me and my eldest, and then there's a donkey, which, you know, like I lamented. I thought, well, my bottom is as big as the donkey's, you know, and I had that, you know, sense of humor where, you know, I put myself down before anyone else could. But yeah, the pants were huge. I went up to 24, 26. I'm still bad with numbers, but I would have hit 340, 360. And then I started weighing and measuring. Now, I really didn't believe that this was going to work. You know, I was so hurt and broken when I came in, but I just thought I've nothing left to lose. I came in from a pain management clinic where they were telling me pretty much manage the pain, that I was going to be on a silly amount of medication for the rest of my life, that say goodbye to my mobility, and I had had my fifth seizure, and I actually had a seizure in the hospital. I was carted off by two lovely OTs to accident and emergency because they didn't know what to do with me. And the seizure would cause basically a blackout in my nervous system, and I would kind of reset like a computer resets. And I was told by a neurologist that she could only, whatever stress was on my system, whatever was going on, that they didn't have answers, but that because I came from IT, she says, whatever's going on with you, your body can't handle it, and it's pretty much a blue screen. And
5 down, Trish, 10 to go.
Thank you, Nancy. So they had no answers for me but medication. And, you know, I asked them at the pain management clinic, where's the dietitian? It was an all-round holistic. So I was seeing a psychologist, I was seeing an OT, where's the dietitian? I don't know what to eat. And I showed them the list of everything I had tried. I couldn't go back to Weight Watchers. I couldn't try Unislim. I was saying low carb sometimes works for me. I re-listened to my first YouTube qualification, and I just thought, wow, I've come so far. Oh my God, you know, I'm over 2 years without food misery, and it leaves such a space in my life. And I have a sheet that tells me there's 88 foods on it. I've investigated them. I've found out about them. I know my favorites. Like, I didn't eat 3 meals for a long time, and I'm still I do find it strange that I have 3 abundant, flavorful, tasty meals a day. It's all mine. There's nobody showing up to tell me that, oh my God, you shouldn't be eating that. I'm not getting a look saying you shouldn't be eating that. You know, it's strange. It's strange to live in a solution. It's strange to look around me and see the food chaos. I think everyone could benefit from this program. I have family members, I have neighbors, I have a lot of people who are treating me now like I don't have a disease, but I know I do, and I know it's a sneaky culprit, and I know it whispers at this time of year, and I have no defense against the first bite, and I am highly allergic to the foods that we don't eat. And the solution, I have a built-in forgetter, and I cannot forget on a daily basis that one bite of the foods that we do not eat and I'm off to the races. So I have to play the tape. And I haven't come back to health to poison myself again. So I've had that awkward conversation with family members. There's no point me eating healthily and to look after myself if you're going to eat stuff that's not good for anyone. So I do food swaps with them, and they're only delighted to give me the stuff that, you know, Jeannie, it's poisonous, you know, and I trade for stuff that they want. And I dumbfound my doctors, and I've been into my doctor a good few times, and she's saying, I wish, Trish, that people fought for their health the way you have fought to come back. So I haven't had a seizure in 5 years. I'm off 80% of my medication. I can walk without spasming for up to 20 to 25 minutes. I'm dumbfounding the medical profession. but I have a solution that is like no other. And if you're an eater of our type, you know this is a solution, but just that it's not easy, surrounded by the mayhem that we are. And I love the saying that the gorilla is off our back, but the circus is still in town. And boy, is the circus around us at the moment. So I like our literature. We have our literature, our lovely 12 and 12 at GSA. So I got the freedom from the phenomenon of physical craving. I got that from the first meals. I could feel the satiety, the difference.
5 left. 5 left.
Nancy, I met the most wonderful souls that told me how to prepare the food, what utensils I needed. My kitchen started coming back to life. I have a beautiful scales. I'm still not great in the kitchen, but I'm much better than I was. The freedom to experience clarity of mind, that gets better daily. I don't go too back into my eating history because it's really quite miserable. And I'm a bit of a Grinch at this time of year because I don't have a lot of Christmas, the good Christmas memories, because you open that box of stuff that I'm allergic to, and I don't stop till I see the bottom. I will eat until the one was too much and the thousands were not enough. And it's because it sets off that phenomenon of craving that just I can't get away from. So I eat diversely from a wide range of delicious and nourishing fruits, vegetables, fats, oils, and proteins. And boy, that's great. I'm not fearful of the supermarket anymore, and I'm getting to, know the organics, and I can even taste the difference between different seeds and stuff, which is just the life. I used to do the health food shops, and I would, buy the magic juices, and the herbs and the supplements were all going to cure me, and yeah, none of them did. So freedom to live in a body healthier than any previously known. Yep, absolutely. And boy, did I do a lot of damage. So I get quite a lot of pain at this time of year, but I exercised. Oh, I did so many silly things. I did Olympic weightlifting on stage. I was going to become Miss Bruce Lee. Yep, I got beaten up. I have a medal for getting second in martial arts. Like anything you told me that work off 500 calories, I'd be hands up, and I'm in there, to keep going. But just that I never had the off switch, and I would just keep going until I broke my poor body, and so freedom to become what each of us has always wished to be, or somebody new. So I think, guys, I am becoming somebody new. My daughters sleep better. They're calmer around me. The house is happier. I'm still fighting with the Christmas lights, trying to get them on the tree, so I'm a work in progress. So freedom from the exorbitant costs, serious damage, and health consequences of food addiction and compulsive eating behaviors and thinking. That's a freedom that I thought I'd never get. It's really, I didn't think, nothing else did it. And none of the plans the doctors put me on. I lamented that I couldn't afford to lock myself up. I lamented that I couldn't get my jaw wired. I lamented I wasn't heavy enough for the surgeries. Yeah, there was no ends that I would have gone to free myself from the misery of compulsive eating and compulsive undereating, because I would have been thin. Thank you, Nancy. I would have been thin for about a second, and then you reintroduce the carbs, the grains, the stuff we don't eat, and I'm back off because the allergy is just too strong for me. I have no defense against it. like the first drink, like the first drug, like the first of anything. And I switched seats on the Titanic. And I'm very, very aware of that, that I can. So I keep out of all the debating society. So freedom to relate to others interdependently and interdependently. That's coming true, Freedom to experience one's own reality. Freedom to express oneself clearly and authentically to others and higher power. Freedom to set and keep appropriate external and internal boundaries, the ones that hold us at appropriate distances and those that contain what comes from inside oneself. Freedom to fulfill the potential ignored or forgotten and to become who I am now. Freedom to strive to align with higher power's will, taking full responsibility for our actions in the past and present. We walk forward in freedom. And I can do that with my grey sheet in one hand and my life in the other, and I do not clap. And thank you, Nancy, for keeping time, and for all of you that do service and keeping me on the straight and narrow, because this addict needs every one of you, and no matter what, my